Good morning, everybody. Welcome to the KetoMom page. My name is Stephanie, and I have not been on here. It hasn't been quite a week, but close. So where have I been? I'm going to tell you what we did this week. We're still going through a book called Winning the War in Your Mind. So many fun things to share with you. But as you're tuning in, I would love to know, what's a fun question? Well, actually, I was just thinking, we got back to Minnesota, so we were in Kentucky for almost a week. Our girls, we have 4 daughters if you're brand new to the page. They were in Ohio with my sister. So much driving, and so we got home late last night, and we had an incredible week. We've learned so much. I had an incredible breakthrough, and I'm back to share with you. I'm curious, have any of you ever been to a conference or done something where it's multiple days of learning and then your head is so full and you're like, what am I supposed to share? Because there's so many great things. It's kind of how I feel. And yet I know the simplicity of helping people get to where they want to go by simple action steps. So there's so many things I want to share, and yet we have to take it day by day. So real quick, tell me one thing you're thankful for. Right? A heart of gratitude. Tell me, my heart is so full. I love it, Heidi. Good morning. Man, you guys, I got to hug Heidi this weekend on here. There's so many of you who I got to meet in person, and so many of you who in the future I would love to meet in person. So good morning, Heidi. You're so great. All right. So here is the KetoMom page. If you're brand new, you can post new below. And you can always go to ketomomsecrets.com. You can click on book club. You can click on how to get started. You can click on foods list. There's so many things you can do, right? So I'm here to help. You can send me a message. It doesn't matter what the question is. I get questions about homeschool and how to eat and what workouts to do and marriage and spiritual advice, like lots of things. I do have 4 dogs. And so people ask a lot of questions, not just about food and ketones, although I'll help you with both of those. So here is, you guys, I've got one fly that is, I don't know if I can do this online because I might get, hold on. Got it, didn't get it. It's a salt gun. I don't know if I'll get tagged for that. Social media is funny. Salt, it's a salt one. Salt in it. Anybody have a salt gun for flies? So helpful. I've got one fly that's been flying around all morning, driving me nuts. All right, so where have we been? We were in Kentucky. We were at an event for our company. You guys are laughing. It's real. You know it. And so the event was about self-awareness, self-development, products, science, business. It was a whole bunch of things. We got to hear from, hi, Steve's not here. What can I help with? Huh? Yeah. Oh, it's okay. So we learned a ton. We learned about ourselves, our business. Heidi had a great breakthrough. So many people had a great breakthrough. We got to meet people in person. And so we learned from people like Ed Milet, Lisa Bilio, I think that's how you say her name, another girl named Alex. And they taught, whether it was about self-awareness, self-development, oh my goodness, there's so many things. The biggest thing was self-awareness. One of the biggest things was where our company's going. One of the biggest things is giving yourself grace. There was a lot of words that were just kind of highlighted, excuse me, through the weekend. And one of them was self-awareness. It was self-development and giving yourself grace. And I thought, man, you know what? That word grace is something that I feel like a lot of people, especially on the KetoMom page, need to hear, to give yourself some grace. Oftentimes you beat yourself up because you don't like where you're at today, or you've tried and it's not working, or you slip up and you get frustrated and so you just give in. And you guys, this fly wants me. I thought I got it, but I didn't. I'm watching it. If I shoot it, it's going to shoot the phone. Oh, you guys, there's 2 of them. Grace. We're talking about the word grace. Hold on. I got to get these flies. Oh, I missed it. You guys, I missed it. Hold on. It's right here. It's going to land. Got it. I got one. Oh my goodness. So here's what I want you to think today. Oh, thanks, Melinda. You're sweet. Do you give yourself enough grace? Not grace in the aspect of letting yourself off the hook. Grace in the understanding of, I'm not going to mess up good for perfect. Like there's things that I need to learn from other people. I might learn from a book, or I might need an accountability partner. If I slip up, I need to give myself some grace, knowing that I'm learning and growing and I'm going to keep going, right? Or giving grace to other people. That was a huge conversation as well. So we talked about business, whether it's giving your family grace, giving your business partners grace, giving, people on the road because maybe you don't like slow traffic, grace. So just the word came up a lot. And so I don't know if somebody needed to hear it, but I would just say this. Give yourself some grace. Yes, Melinda, sometimes we are our biggest critic. And we know where we want to go. If you don't know where you want to go, that's your first thing. What do you want? Write it down. Where do you want to go? If you don't know, ask for help. Send me a message. Ask one of your closest friends and go, I need some help and clarity. Tell me what I'm great at. If you're just sitting in this part of your life where you're like, I know I need a change. I know I need to do something different. Here's a couple of my goals. Give me some of my strengths. Tell me what I'm great at. That's a great question to ask people. Another question you could ask somebody is, all right, tell me where you think some of my weaknesses are, or something that I could be doing better. What is one thing that I could, if I did this better, I would be in a better spot? That's a hard question to ask. We did that in a big group. So we had hundreds of people there, and my nose is running, sorry. We had hundreds of people there, and we teamed up a lot of times. We asked hard questions. We wrote things down. We just did a lot of stuff, a lot of stuff. So we talked about ketones and our product and fun things that are coming. We had Dr. Ryan and Dr. Jacob there who created our ketones, my mom fuel that I drink every day. And they talked about the crazy powerful they talked about your biological age versus like your actual age. It was so powerful. So they laid out the simple steps for people to do to work on their health and fitness to help create longevity in their life. And so they talked about drinking ketones, like dropping the sugar. They talked about working out, but it wasn't even just weightlifting, the power of getting your steps in. I have everything written down, so I'm going to put them into steps, and then I'll share it with you. I think it was 5 steps to help people have longevity and understanding that when you're getting older. So it was so mind blowing. He was like, when people get older, you have your age, and then you have your age that your body is actually at. So I am going to be turning 40 in February, and it would be so interesting to know where my actual body's age is. He says most people, they have their age of, let's say, 40, and he said their body's age is like 47 or 52. Because of the food that we eat, because of the lack of movement, even your mindset plays a factor in that. It's huge. And so in order to reverse it, he says you can actually reverse your biological age. You can have your body start aging better. It has to do with the fuel that you're putting in your body, the food that you're eating, the steps that you're taking. And it's not hard. It's not like, hey, now I have to go to CrossFit. I do CrossFit because I love it. But it truly was mind-blowing, the simple action steps that we can do to reverse I think it was called the biological age, of helping your body age well. Not just the number of how old you are, but again, most people's bodies are way older than their actual age. And it had to do with fasting, and it had to do with, I think he used the word autophagy. And so these are big words that I'm not a scientist or a doctor, but I wrote them down. So you know what I'll do is I will, I think I have time today. I got to look at our schedule. I'll come on and share with you the steps later this afternoon or tomorrow. It was mind-blowing. And so all I will tell you is this: don't give up on yourself. Give yourself some grace. Every single day you have choices. Every single day you're going to, did you see the flag? Every single day you've got choices to get up, to be crabby, or to be thankful for another day, to, yell or to be respectful to anybody in your path, to have a happy attitude and smile, or to be crabby and frown. You choose the food that you put in your mouth. You choose if you go for a walk or not go for a walk. So there's little things that can help you immensely if you just every single day you have self-awareness and you make the best choices possible as you're going throughout your day. If you are a rushed person, and if you're a constant go, 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 which is fine, maybe you just need to slow down a little bit and think before you take any type of action. So with that, I wanted to give you one thing out of this book as we're going through it. Hold on. Oh, you guys, these two flies, it's like, I wonder if they're husband and wife. Oh, the silicone is not killing them. They just stick with each other like buddies. It's like they're taunting me. Ugh, rude. All right, here you go. I'm going to give you something to think about for today, okay? If you're going through this book with me, it's called Winning the War in Your Mind, and I'm just giving you a thought for today. And here's the thought. Oftentimes people have a problem or something they want to stop doing. I want to stop smoking. I want to stop eating so much. I want to stop making excuses. I want to stop hitting the snooze. I want to stop yelling. I want to stop spending so much money, whatever the case may be, right? He says the problem with how we attack our problems is that we go after the problem. Most of the time, we go after the problem. I need to eat less. I need to work out more. I need to be kinder. I need to sleep more, whatever the case may be, right? We look at the actual problem. We focus solely on the behavior by making a commitment to stop doing something. I'm going to stop going through the drive-thru. I'm going to stop eating the donuts. I'm going to stop doing something, right? I'm going to stop smoking, whatever it is. Behavior modification doesn't work. So that's what this book is saying. Behavior modification doesn't work because the focus is only on modifying the behavior. You don't get to the root of the problem, which is the thought that produces the behavior. So I've been saying this quite a bit here on the page. It isn't the fact that you are, okay, let's just talk about food. Emotional eating, right? I'm just going to stop eating the cookies. I'm just going to stop eating at night. I'm just going to stop eating. And then I'll tell people, why are you emotionally eating? Why do you find yourself eating every night at 9 o'clock a bowl of ice cream? Could be a habit. And is there emotions or triggers or habits tied to that? That's what needs to be broken. Not just, I need to get healthy, I need to get strong, I need to eat less, I need to do better. Like, why do you find yourself eating those foods or at that time? Or if you can just sit back. So it's interesting because during this event that I went to this event because I went to support our team. I went to the event to support everybody else. And in fact, for the last 7 years since we've been a part of this company, I've always gone to these events to support other people. I actually have an incredible childhood. I was raised with great parents. I really, truly, I mean, we've had hardships, of course, but in general, from most people, I'll tell people, I've really been blessed. I'm not going to say it's been perfect. There's a lot of challenges that everybody goes through, but I would say there's nothing that I really should complain about. So I'm going to show up for everybody else. That was my mindset this weekend, right? And at the same time, for the last year, I've been battling this word trust. There's a word that's in my mind. Honestly, it's been a year, if not longer. It's probably been longer, of not trusting people. So if I'm listening to somebody or somebody, and it's not everybody, just so you know, it's usually people with authority. I don't know. So for the longest time, I would say, I don't know why when I'm listening to this person, I immediately get a wall up. I get a brick wall. I can physically see it. I've told my husband this. I'll be sitting, I'm not going to give you specific details of people that I legitimately haven't trusted because it's not those people's fault. But, I'll be sitting somewhere and I'll tell my husband, I'll lean over and I'm like, I don't know why, but there's like a block. Like I'm not trusting this person. And just so you know, there is discernment. There is reasons why you don't trust people. But when I see a constant of not trusting people, then there has to be a problem. And I have been trying or trying to figure out in my mind what the problem is. And so I say all of that because this weekend, as I thought I was there for everybody else, I was sitting at one of the time frame. We were sitting there listening to a speaker, right? And our CEO got up on the stage and he was talking. And he always says a phrase, not always, he says this phrase often. He'll say, if you're looking at somebody in judgment, or if you're looking at other people, if there's a reason why you don't like somebody, I can't actually remember how he says it, but he goes, if it affects you, if it frustrates you, if it irritates you about somebody else, it's often about you, right? And I am not kidding. It has been, if not a year, years of me going through this whole not trusting people. So after one of the speakers, I told my husband, went back to the hotel, and I was like, I'm so frustrated. I don't know why I have this wall or feel like I've got this block of, I'm not trying to judge them, but I just have this like heavy weight. So there was that. And then there was, I don't know if any of you have ever grown up, but I am the oldest of 4. I feel like my parents are in the medical field. We've got an incredible family. And yet, I don't know why I grew up this way or why I felt this way. I didn't know why. I'll tell you in a second. My mom gave me a little hint last week. But currently today, if you asked any of my friends or my family, they would say, Stephanie's not a feeler. Nope, she doesn't cry. Never seen her cry. Nope, she doesn't feel emotions. And for years and years, I've actually said that about myself because I thought that was true, because that's what people said about me, because I actually wasn't a crier and I wouldn't express my feelings, and I didn't want to because I thought it was weak. And so this weekend I was like, what is wrong with me, and why can I not trust people, and why can I physically not cry? Like, it's not that I don't cry, but like, why do I feel like I have to be so strong? That was in my mind all weekend, and yet I wasn't wanting to deal with it because I wasn't there for me. I was there for everybody else. Some of you need to realize that you cannot overflow into anybody else's life until your cup is filled, right? How in the world are you going to take care of other people if you can't even take care of yourself and acknowledge the things that need to be fixed or addressed or talked about or cut off or let loose or changed? So I sat legitimately. We were at the hotel. I was expressing how I felt to my husband. We went back. We were sitting up front, and this flood of, like, I say Holy Spirit, hit me. I started bawling my eyes out, and I went, oh my goodness, I know the problem. I know the problem. A week ago, my husband made a comment in front of my family when we were in Florida. Some of you have been following us for a while. You know we've been in Florida with a big family event. And my husband said one night, he said, Stephanie's not a feeler. She doesn't cry. And my mom said, oh, I did that to you. And I went, what? She goes, yeah, I did that to you. Your dad and I are in the medical field. They have been ever since I was a baby, and they just learned to cut things off. She did not do it to me, but I truly sat there for a second and I went, I wonder if I watched my parents be so strong because they were in such a hard field and they saw so many terrible things that they didn't express emotion. Like, I don't remember, and it's not bad on my parents. Like, my parents are incredible, right? My parents are incredible. They've saved lives their whole life. I've always thought of them. They're my heroes. They save lives. They have since I was a baby. And so there was this like, oh, okay, I know what, so remember, there's a problem. If you have a problem or something you want to change, it's not just cutting off the problem, it's realizing the root of where it came from. You don't have to go dig up your past. So I just said to myself, I'm not going to dig up anymore. It was the environment that I was in because I had strong parents. I probably took that on as a young kid, as the oldest of 4 kids. And I felt like I needed to be strong. I felt like I couldn't cry or express emotion or express anger or even have feelings. I wouldn't let myself feel. Now, fast forward till this weekend, right? I allowed myself to feel because I couldn't hold it back. And I was sitting in that event, and all of a sudden, I realized why I'm not trusting people, and I lost it. like I lost it. And I've realized that I usually don't show up for myself, but I show up for everybody else because I didn't think that I needed anything. So all of a sudden I was sitting there and this phrase popped into my mind, and the phrase was, you actually don't have a problem with trusting other people. You have a problem with trusting yourself. It was me. It was me being frustrated with myself of not understanding why I wasn't able to cry or why I wasn't allowing myself to be frustrated or sad, because I always felt like I needed to be strong. I couldn't show emotion. I needed to be the person there for everybody else. And I also felt like for whatever somewhere along the line, I lost trust for myself. I felt I would beat myself up and say, I'm not a good leader. Why would people follow me? Questioning my parenting. And then all of a sudden I went, oh my goodness, I need to trust me. And as soon as I said it, so I actually raised my hand, I got the opportunity to share with everybody there. It was like the biggest weight lifted off my shoulders and off my chest I've ever experienced in my life. A flood of emotions, and then going, that's it. I need to trust me. I need to trust the things that I feel like I need to do, not that you don't seek counsel, not that you don't ask good questions, not that you don't listen to podcasts or learn from other people, but for sometimes some of you, and myself included, care so much about what other people think or how other people are growing or taking care of other people that you have forgotten that you actually matter. I think I forgot that. And so I want you to know something, that you are here because you want to lose 50 pounds. That's great. And there's a bigger root besides just your overeating or eating unhealthy food. There might be something from your past. And again, I'm not saying take a year to dig into the past to have an understanding of why you feel or why you're eating a certain way. It is what it is. If I didn't hear my mom say, oh, that's because of me, and then just simply connect the dots of why I am the way I am today, I would not have went and dug deeper. Some of you might need to see a counselor, but in general, there is an understanding of, all right, I acknowledge that. What am I going to do with that? Am I going to wallow in my sorrows? Am I going to sit? Or am I going to draw a line in the sand and go, all right, I'm going to take ownership of this. I'm going to allow myself to feel. I'm going to allow myself to cry. I'm going to give myself grace, but I cannot just take care of everybody else around me. I actually have to take care of myself, and I need to trust myself to do that and trust myself that I'm making the right decisions. Not because my best friend says it or because somebody else says it, but some of you take so much heart on what other people tell you to do, to not to do, to like who you are. And that's just not the case, right? Oh, you can never be that. Oh, you're always going to be this weight. It's in your genes. Nope, you'll never be that leader. Some people just get lucky. No, we all have stuff we need to work on. We all have grace we need to give ourselves, but I need you to hear this. If you do not take care of yourself, if you do not just honor the fact that you are a human being and an incredible one at that, if you do not know that you were made for a purpose, that you were made for greatness, by greatness, to help other people in your sphere of influence and in your environment, if you do not know that, I want you to know that now. And in order for you to do great things and to do the things that you are called to do and to do the things that only you can do, you need to take care of yourself, meaning work on your mindset. I want you to believe in yourself. Find somebody that believes in you. Read a book. Plug into a community of people. So we left, and it was so incredible just to connect with people like Heidi on here, who was at the event with me, right? Hundreds and hundreds of people hearing their stories, understanding their why, and realizing that the community that our company has was so powerful, so many breakthroughs. And usually what you think you go for, that isn't even the reason. You come out going, I had no idea that I needed that. Our CEO says, you don't always get what you thought you came for, but you get what you need. And so I will just tell you this. this Keto Mom community is here. I am here. My husband is here. Our kids, we have a team of people that even help me with posts. Like, we are here to support you, to help you in any way that we can. And I want you to understand that you also have to help yourself, right? You've got to make the decision. You've got to take care of your body. Your health is important. You've got to take care of your mind. Your mindset is important. Self-awareness is important so that you can overflow into anybody else that's there for you, right? So with all of that, I had an incredible weekend. So many things I want to share, between the steps of helping reverse your biological age, to understanding ketones more, to understanding, there was so much. And yet, I just want you to know that you're amazing. So with all of that, you need to get to the root of it. It's not just cutting out the cookies. Like, why do I constantly just give yourself some time to think, to write, to just sit and process and go, why am I always overeating? I need to get to the root of it. I'm not going to take 6 months to get to the root of it. I'm just going to sit and reflect and see if I can figure it out. And then I'm going to move forward with an understanding that I am worth it, that I'm going to fill myself up so that I can overflow into other people. All right? So that was the basics of this chapter. I'll go over more of that tomorrow, winning the war in your mind, because it's been a lot. And just know this, I'm here to help. You can send me a message. You can go to ketomomsecrets.com for more. You can click on book club for all of the books we've done over the last year, or send me a message. I'm here to help. I answer all of them by the end of the day. Every single message before we go to bed gets answered. If you're truly looking for a community, that is something that my husband and I talked about. Yes, I share ketones on the page. Yes, I'm passionate about a product. And the community aspect of our company is so powerful that it is changing people's lives like I've never experienced before in my life. If you're like, I actually need a community of people, I want you to post community below, because I actually want to tell you more about it. So if that's something you're interested in, post community below. Otherwise, send me a message. I hope you have an incredible morning, and I have to get back to, I get to get back to life. My kids need to start school. We homeschool, if you didn't know that. We've got 4 daughters. We homeschool 4 dogs, live in Minnesota. Super blessed, and I'm here to help you. So as I'm filling myself up and as I'm learning to trust myself, I am here to help you. So I hope you have an incredible morning, and we'll talk to you soon.